All right, welcome to which I hope is going to be a long list of reviews. I'm starting a little series. I've been a little bit bored lately and looking for something fun to do, and kind of fell into a root beer rabbit hole of sorts. Looking on Reddit and other places, looking at the top tier root beers. I mean, I really didn't think about it before last week that there were so many different types of root beers out there. And I just, as many people know, that I like to collect things and sometimes get a little bit um, obsessive. So, well, what did I do? I got a bunch of root beer. My brother today was, in Rhode Island, and he went to Cracker Barrel, which I found is actually kind of a root beer rabbit hole, and he got me some Dad's root beer. I always remember Dad's root beer, at cookouts as a kid, it was everywhere. But never thought twice to, you're a kid, you're just drinking it, you don't really think about much. Just that you want to put that sugary drink, maybe two or three, down your throat. So never really kind of gave it a good review. And we're going to kind of start with that because my friend Tyler O'Hearn also said that he really enjoyed it and it was his favorite. So might as well, start there. So just a little bit of background information about Dad's root beer. It was a 1930s creation of Barney Burns and Ellie Clapman in Chicago. It became Dad's Root Beer Company in 1939. And it was the first group to start that bottle 6-pack format. I guess that was trailblazing at the time. Pretty amazing. 6-pack, what can you do? And then in 1986, it began being distributed by Coca-Cola. It was owned by Monarch. It was sold to Monarch by them. And at that time, it was held the second largest share of the root beer category behind A&W. So that's saying something, about its popularity. Maybe popularity waned, I'm not too sure, but they were sold by Monarch, sold in 2007, and it became Dad's Root Beer Company, LLC, and it moved to Jasper, Indiana, where it is still made today. So I've not read any of the tasting notes or anything really online. I didn't really want to be clouded by anybody else's judgment. I just really want to make it casual. There'll be a ranking scale, of course, 1 to 10, just so we can make sure that we can have certain levels, tiers, whatever, just a way to see, kind of just differentiate one from the next. So that's enough talking. Now it's to tasting. Here we go. I like this. I actually did a review before this, started it, and I couldn't open it because I thought it was a twist off cap, and this is the first one that's not, and I really appreciate that. On the nose, it really smells like, one of those root beer candies that you'd have as a kid, probably because this is root beer. I got my chilled glass here, so take a look at it. All right. Not too much of a head, I wouldn't say. Pretty low carbonation. Let's see. Daddy's. I like it. I definitely like it. It definitely has a finish of wintergreen, which I do like, but it's a little bit overpowering at the end, I would say. It's got a really, really creamy texture to it. Like the mouth feels creamy. I don't think it's a texture because it's, wet. It's not too much, but the mouth feels creamy. Yeah, definitely getting some caramel in there. It's a little bit of vanilla, but definitely ending with that wintergreen. And it's a little strong. I do like it. I think it's a good root beer. It's definitely better than some of the other ones I taste. Not my favorite. I'd give it maybe an 8.2. I'm not going to be as critical maybe as Dave Portnoy is with his pizza. I'm not, this is the first one I've really rated. So it's got to start somewhere. So I'm going to say Dad's root beer, 8.2, solid root beer, interesting finish.